Steven here with Precision Raceworks, and today we're installing the ReFlex Plus injector controller along with our brand new plug-and-play harness for all B58 and S58 vehicles. The Motive ReFlex has become a popular choice for controlling injectors in the BMW and supermarket, and for good reason. However, the biggest struggle most customers have is wiring it properly. Besides that, who wants to molest their factory harness if they don't have to? That brings us to the plug-and-play options. Now, there are several companies making plug-and-play harnesses, and some of them are really nice. But currently, all the harnesses offered are a complete replacement and quite expensive, costing up to $700 for just a harness. To us, tossing out the main harness included with the ReFlex Plus just drives up the cost for the customer and isn't necessary. Our harness, on the other hand, only replaces the sub-harness that comes with the ReFlex while retaining the main harness. So you get all the benefits without the extra cost. Not only that, but our engineers work directly with Motive during the development of our harness to ensure compatibility and long life. Best of all, it is available today and is the most cost-effective plug-and-play harness on the market. Additionally, for the M3 and M4, we offer a cradle to securely mount the ReFlex Plus to the chassis, making the final install look as great as it performs. Now, let's get it installed so we can start making some more power, but first, let's disconnect the battery. To disconnect the battery, lift up on the carpet. Using a 10mm socket, loosen the negative terminal to remove it. To start, remove the panel on the passenger side, and remove the harness clip from the stud to fold the padding back. Now remove the smaller grommet and cut the padding with a razor blade. Pass the CanBus wires along with power and ground through your cut hole. Remove interior panels starting with the door sill. Be careful removing the panels to prevent breaking any clips. To remove the panel under the glove box, use a flathead screwdriver and turn the clips a quarter turn. Disconnecting the lamp harness before removing. Remove the kick panel by pulling it towards the center of the car. Here, you can see all of the panels removed and the locations of all of their retaining clips. With the panels removed, simply fold the carpet over. Remove the red connector from the BDC cover to remove the BDC cover. Now reach up to pull your wires the rest of the way into the car. Using a 10mm socket, install your ground wire to one of the available ground lugs. To connect power, find the included add-a fuse and remove the 20-amp fuse from location F46 in the fuse panel above the BDC. Install this fuse into the add-a fuse. Connect your power wire to the add-a fuse and insert it back to location F46 in the fuse panel. Remove connector 7B from the BDC by pulling the green lever back. Remove the black insert from the connector using a pick tool or small pry tool. Remove the yellow and white wire from terminal 36 and the yellow and black wire from terminal 35. Now insert the green wire from the harness to terminal 35 and the yellow wire to terminal 36. With the new CanBus wires inserted, You can reinstall the insert into the connector and reinstall the connector to the BDC. Give it a little tug to make sure it is fully locked in place. Now install the factory CanBus wires into the provided connector. Insert the yellow and black into Terminal 2 and the yellow and white into Terminal 1. Then press the lock closed. Install the connector to the harness, ensuring that yellow and black goes to green and yellow and white goes to yellow. Reinstall the BDC cover, ensuring that the added wires are kept out of the way. Now slide the red connector back into position. Put the carpet back and reinstall all of the panels. With the interior portion complete, fully install the included grommet with the wires pointing down. Put the padding back into position and press the harness clip back onto the stud. If you purchased our cradle for your M3 or M4, now is a great time to install it. Using the included bolt, you will install it here. Using a flathead screwdriver, remove the rectangular grommet for access into the engine bay. This requires some force. The first harness we will route is the main injector harness. Route this harness from the passenger compartment to the fuel rail. Now we will route the plug-and-play connectors through the same opening to behind the manifold. Make your connections to the injectors and route the cam section of the harness to the intake cam sensor located on top of the valve cover. Next, drop the crank sensor section of the harness down behind the manifold. We will connect this later. The map sensor section is only used for MHD and boot mode. MHD Plus and EcuTech rely on CanBus for boost pressure. If using the map sensor, route this section of harness to the charge pipe and install it between the sensor and OEM harness. With the car on a lift, remove the underbody panels and stiffening plate to gain access to the crank position sensor. Reach up to find both the section of harness you dropped down earlier and the crank position sensor. Connect the harness between the crank sensor and the OEM harness. Please make sure that you choose the correct sensor, as there are multiple connections in this area. Before tidying everything up, we want to go ahead and get our fuel pressure sensor installed and our ethanol sensor harness installed. In addition to that, we're hooking up auxiliary pumps to our ReFlex using aux2, and we've taken a hob switch and modified it to be a connector. We are installing the fuel pressure sensor in the regulator for our auxiliary fuel system. And we are using our ethanol 360 fittings to install the ethanol sensor under the car to keep it out of the way. Now that all of the wiring is completed, you can reinstall the stiffening brace and underbody panels previously removed. Finally, you can tidy up the wiring in the engine bay and put everything back together.